what I've got in this piece of paper that I'm saying is step 1, step 2, step 3, and then down below I've got a list of articles. I really would like to read a part of this. The article on power concedes nothing without a demand. In other words, we can't be too nice about this. We're going to have to do this revolution or do what they do in Wisconsin to get anything out of the powers that be. This is by Chris Hedges. He, I think he graduated with a degree in theology, but then he went into being a journalist, overseas journalist, foreign affairs, and then spent several episodes in battle as a combat journalist. And he is writing some good books, and his thinking is just point on. March 14th, the liberal class is discovering what happens when you tolerate the intolerant. Let hate speech pollute the airways. Let corporations buy up your courts and state and federal legislative bodies. Let the Christian religion be manipulated by charlatans to demonize Muslims, gays, intellectuals, discredit science, and become a source of personal enrichment. Let unions wither upon corporate assault, under corporate assault. Let social services and public education be stripped of funding. Let Wall Street loot the national treasury with impunity. Let sleazy con artists use lies and deception to carry out unethical sting operations on tottering liberal institutions, and you roll out a welcome mat for fascism. You know, Mussolini defined fascism with that symbol of a bundle of sticks, bundling government and corporations. That was his definition of fascism. The liberal class has busied itself with the toothless pursuits of inclusiveness, multiculturalism, identity politics, and tolerance, a word Martin Luther King never used, and forgotten about the word justice. It naively sought to placate ideological and corporate forces bent on the destruction of the democratic state. The liberal class, like the misguided Democrats in the former Yugoslavia or the hapless aristocrats in the Weimar Republic, invited the wolf into the henhouse. The liberal class forgot that, as Karl Popper wrote in The Open Society and Its Enemies, if we extend unlimited tolerance even to those who are intolerant, if we are not prepared to defend a tolerant society against the onslaught of the intolerant, then the tolerant will be destroyed and tolerance with them. Workers in this country paid for their rights by suffering brutal beatings, mass expulsions from company housing and jobs, crippling strikes, targeted assassinations of union leaders, and armed battles with hired gun thugs and state militias. The Rockefellers, the Mellons, the Carnegies, the Morgans, the Koch brother industries, Goldman Sachs, and Walmart of their day never gave a damn about workers. All they cared about was profit. The 8-hour workday, minimum wage, Social Security, pensions, job safety, paid vacations, retirement benefits, and health insurance were achieved because hundreds of thousands of workers physically fought a system of capitalist exploitation. They rallied around radicals such as Mother Jones, United Mine Workers President John L. Lewis, and Big Bill Haywood and his Wobblies, as well as the socialist president candidate Eugene V. Debs. Lewis said, "I have pleaded your case from the pulpit and from the public platform, not in the quavering tones of a feeble mendicant asking alms, but in the thundering voice of the captain of a mighty host, demanding the rights to which free men are entitled. Those who fought to achieve these rights endured tremendous suffering, pain, and deprivation. It is they who made possible our middle class and opened up our democracy. The elite hired goons, criminal militias, to evict striking miners from company houses, infiltrate fledgling union organizations, and murder suspected union leaders, and sympathizers. Federal marshals, state militias, sheriff's deputies, and at times Army troops, along with the courts and legislative bodies, were repeatedly used to crush and stymie worker revolts. Striking sugarcane workers were gunned down in Thibodaux, Louisiana in 1887. Steel workers were shot to death in 1892 in Homestead, Pennsylvania. Railroad workers in the Pullman strike of 1894 were murdered. Coal miners at Ludlow, Colorado in 1914 and at Macon, West Virginia in 1920 were massacred. Our freedoms and rights were paid for with their courage and blood. I'll leave the rest for you to read. What I want you to do, step one, is to sign the pledge, which I think everybody did. And we will get that to moveon.org in time for them to present it to legislators in D.C. Step two, when you get home, you've got this piece of paper, don't lose it. It's got my email address on it. I feel safe in giving it to you. I want you to email me and send me therefore your email, but also your name. If you want to give a phone number, whatever, it may help organizing down the road. But some idea as to what you want to do. It says, I promise to use addresses for this group only. Step three, when I do pull this together so that I can send information out to everybody, I'll use the blind carbon copy so that nobody sees that you're, who else is getting this information.